Well, Rock and Roll 94 HJY. This is a little bit shocking. You thought he was just kind of a young rapper punk guy, but Eminem is 44 years old today.
Not so young anymore.
No, and he's had a very complicated private life.
Let's check in with Eminem. Let's check in with Eminem.
Yo, Haley, we gotta have us a little talk.
Where's Mommy?
Your mom's is,
Uh-huh.
me and your mom's is,
Uh-huh.
damn, I'm not good at this. Yeah, I'm just gonna rap it. Yo, Dre, dig it. How can I put this nicely, Haley?
Your mom lives, she's a bitch and a slut and addicted to drugs. And yo, I don't know what, but we went on a trip. She put crack in her butt, but a Rolex fell out. And then I was like, what? But we got back together as husband and wife. And it was just the biggest mistake of my life. So we're gonna divorce again. I pay, of course, to get Kim with my someone who's hung like a horse. And get who she will ride. She's like Jekyll and Hyde. And I just wanna pop a cap in her backside and her body all hide from you.
Any questions, Haley?
Where's Mommy?
You know, there is a happy ending. Haley's now 21 and a
really?
stripper on Allen's Avenue.
Oh, nice.
Cole and Al, mornings on 94 HJY.
Billy Gilman's on the hotline? Really? Billy, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Good. You know, Rhode Island, whenever we're in the national news, it's usually something really bad. So you're like you're like carrying the pride, the roadie pride.
Hey, whatever works, right? Whatever gets it there.
Now, you know, how old are you now, Bill? And do we call you Bill or Billy still?
It's still Billy.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And,
all right.
But you're like a seasoned veteran. I mean, you've been around longer than a lot of musicians like twice your age.
Well, you know, it's been a long time. I'll tell you that. Starting at 6 months old, what the heck's wrong with you, right?
Well, I remember when you first made your appearance on The Voice, and they were all trying to figure out where you were, and you told Miley that you actually opened up for her dad, Billy Ray, and that's when, like, her eyeballs popped out of her head, and she was like, I remember you.
Yep, it's so funny. I don't think she was born yet. Well, maybe she was born, but she was quite young.
And an 11-year-old Adam Levine saw you and said, you're going to be a star.
I was having, at 11 years old, I was signed to Sony and had the song One Voice and started traveling with them. And then a couple of years after that, the wonderful thing that every male goes through, the voice change hit, and that's so much I recommend it for everybody.
Yeah.
And I had to stop, the doctor said, you keep singing the way you're singing when you're going through this growth spurt. You might not be singing for long.
Hey, listen, there was a really bad Brady Bunch episode about that. Why is that you did that?
It was even worse than that for Peter because it never really did that noise thing. It would
right.
Literally make no sound. I would try to open my mouth and no sound.
Oh my God!
Wow.
It was gone. So it was pretty scary.
Pretty bold of you to be honest about your sexuality, and you talked about once that became public, the country music industry turned their back on you. Really?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people said it wasn't, try anything to be successful. Listen, I didn't want to say anything at all because whose right is it to know anything? But there was a huge magazine that was going to exploit it, and God knows what they were going to write. And I said, oh, God, if I'm going to be out and about and living my life, I guess I got to be at the helm of this because I want truth to be told. I don't want anything ridiculous to be said. So I did the video, and it was tough. And I can't tell you the massive amount of industry people that were supporters of me in the Nashville scene came up to me and said, we would never say to you anything because we didn't know if you were or if you weren't. But the stigma and the isn't he cloud that was over my head in that town, I said, that's what they were all hung up on?
Yep.
Really?
Well, you're in a great spot now. We're going to wish you the best on The Voice, Billy, man. We're proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Nothing like hometown support, I'll tell you that. It means more to me than anyone knows, really.
Great. All right, man. Well, good luck to you, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Cole and Al, mornings on 94 HJY.
Oh, the irony of Pamela Anderson kind of being a crusader against pornography these days. Kev had a chance to sit down with her.
It's 94 HJY's Kevin here with Pamela Anderson asking her about her recent comments regarding sex in modern society.
The sexual revolution was a great thing. It gave us a lot of freedom, but it also gave us really bad sex.
I think my wife would certainly agree with you on that.
In the age of technology, there's so much access. People are becoming desensitized. Images that get weirder and stranger.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me log off of bestiality and big.com here. Go ahead.
And it's a big concern. I have children.
My parents had children, too, when I used to watch Baywatch, and your boobies were bouncing up and down in slow motion. So,
And I know I'm part of the problem. I should probably disqualify myself from this whole situation because I was in Playboy.
Yep, I own those issues.
I had a tape stolen from my home and exploited all over the world.
Yep, I'm the one who stole that tape.
And people saw things that they should have never seen.
Well, true, I did not want to see Tommy Lee's enormous junk, but the parts with you were very good.
I didn't think Playboy was pornographic.
Well, my mom did when she walked in on me in my bedroom when I was 14 with your centerfold and, well, you know. And if you could sum up in 3 words what it's been like talking to a creepy 44-year-old man like me about sex, what would those words be?
It's no fun.
I'm not surprised. Thanks for joining us, Pamela.
Paul and Al.
Whenever I'm watching your show, you give me wood.
On 94 HJY.
Hey, hope you're enjoying the fabulous reruns we like to call the best of Paul and Al. It's brought to you by our friends at Dunkin' Donuts. Monday morning.
Second weekend of the Big Desert Trip concerts over, and most of the artists did, a little variation on the playlist, but especially Neil Young, which was good. The first weekend he played, 7 or 8 songs from a new album.
And nobody wanted to hear him, right?
So he ditched that and played all of his hits.
Good.
And everybody was happy.
Can you imagine being a big Neil Young fan and going to the first weekend and seeing the crappy concert and then hearing that he played everything you loved the second time?
I spent $1,200 on the VIP thing. Mick Jagger came out and took a shot at all the artists, including himself and his own band. He greeted the crowd with, quote, "Welcome to the Catch 'em Before They Croak Festival." Pretty good one there.
And then they sang this.
Yeah, I'm still hot on stage, the stones seem to never age. Our music is all the rage, but we're so old. I'm still hot for chicks, I got my Viagra scripts. Keith's almost 76, yeah, we're so old. I got a burning bush, a diaper on my tush. My prostate is such a pain, oh. I've got a med alert, I don't pee cause it hurts. I am old as dirt, yeah, I'm so old. I'm so old, I'm so old. I'm so old, where's my tombstone?
Hey, gotta embrace it, right?
Paul and Al. Mornings on 94 HJY.
All these people in the world that hate on candy corn need to knock it off. Because a new survey...
You're the only person I know who can tolerate candy corn.
Tolerate?
No, tolerate. Everyone can tolerate it, but
it's awful.
So good.
Candy corn's an old person food.
Old people like candy.
It's not an old person
It is
food.
too. It's been around for
corn
centuries.
syrup and food coloring, and that's for young people.
Oh, my grandmother would have a dish of it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
probably
good.
where I
Next
get
to
my
the hard
hitches. My
candies.
grandmother had it.
The best part is when it gets just a little bit stale, so there's like a little added give when you try to bite into it.
Oh,
The first 5 are
I'm
great.
getting nauseous.
The
See, my
next
grandmother had
75
peanut M&Ms, only she couldn't eat the peanuts, so she sucked the chocolate off the top and then put it in the dish.
Back
So
in.
those were awesome. Those were delicious.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Paul and Al. 94 HJY.
Gorgeous days ahead, and we know where Paul is going to be after the show, right?
Yeah.
Playing golf, right. New study claims that playing golf could extend your life. That's how Paul wants to make us more miserable. So here it is, Paul's top 5 reasons you should take up golf.
Oh, okay.
At number 5, your bony butt looks fantastic in salmon-colored polyester shorts and knee socks.
Those are my favorites. Come on.
At number 4, if you practice really hard, one day even you might get 18 straight holes in one like Kim Jong-un. Number 3, riding in a golf cart is good practice for you, and you'll soon need a rascal scooter because it's too old to walk.
Get away.
At number 2, it's fun to cheat with numbers on something other than your taxes. But Paul's top reason that you should take up golf, well, unlike marriage, you have a chance to recover the balls you lost.
Yay. Where'd that tight list go?
Paul and Al. Mornings on 94 HJY.
Stop. The DJ was yesterday on the air, so we got the highlights of it for you. Go ahead.
Oh, now.
Hey, what's up, man?
Another day in paradise. Got a quick Halloween joke for you.
Oh, good. Okay.
What's the worst part about sex in the cemetery?
The worst part about sex in the cemetery, it's digging it's digging up your lovers.
It's all the digging, right?
All right. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
Yes, well, I'm calling for Stump the DJ.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, my daughter's joke, she's 9. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Because the P is silent.
Excellent.
I have a 9-year-old daughter, too.
She wanted me to get that on.
Awesome joke.
All right, thanks, guys.
I was fired from my job as a bingo caller. Apparently, a meal for 2 with a hairy view is not the way to call the number 69. Evan has some family issues, I think.
Yeah.
I saw my uncle for the first time in years yesterday. Wow, you're getting so big, he said, and it wasn't really what I wanted to hear as I was getting out of the shower.
No, God.
Patrick writes, what's the difference between Neil Armstrong and Michael Jackson? Remember this one?
Moonwalking.
Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, and Michael Jackson had sex with kids.
Okay, that's a big difference.
Tasteless joke from our buddy Wheels. He writes, jobs that do not exist anymore. Steve. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying.
You repeated it.
Hey, and here's the winning joke for this week.
I have 2 children in Africa, and it only cost me $7 a month for each of them. And sending them there was the best decision I ever made.
Paul and Al, mornings on 94 HJY.
Hottest new fitness trend? Crawling. Yeah, it turns out you can build a lot of strength and get healthier by crawling
I do that
around.
after working out at the bar. Every night.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see a bunch of grown adults crawling around trying to get fit. You could just go for a walk, but I guess that's apparently too difficult for people. I don't know.
Well, if you're down there planking already, crawling is the next step, I guess, right?
Planking.
Trick is to get somebody to ride on top of you while you're crawling, right?
Wait, I used to do a move with kettlebells called the snatch. I was like, is that really what this is called?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I was right next to you doing the clean and jerk.
Wait a minute.
Paul and Al
What kind of a show is this?
on 94 HJY.
Outside of winning a Super Bowl, kind of tough to get Coach Bill Belichick to smile during a press conference, but it did happen this week.
Yeah, and you can see the actual photo of it on the Paul and Al Facebook page. Bill with a big grin on his face. I guess one of the journalists, who was there asking him questions at a press conference, handed him a onesie for his grandchild.
He's holding it up, and the great big smile. Although after the press conference with his son, it was, business as usual.
Well, congratulations, Dad. You're a grandfather. Isn't she the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Well, we look forward to having her in the Belichick family, but no one is more important or beautiful than anyone else in this family. We all have a job to do, so. Yeah, but, our little Blakely Rose is so amazing. Well, she has a lot of potential, like all babies, but I think we all need to do a better job in this family, from the grandparents to the parents to the aunts to the uncles and the new baby. But she was just born. What do you expect her to do? Well, we need to help her get better at the sleeping, the breastfeeding technique, the pooping, all the intangibles that will help her compete at a high level against the other babies. So, okay. Do you at least want to hold your new granddaughter? We're moving on to Pittsburgh. Come on, Dad. Just take her in your arms for 1 second. We're moving on to Pittsburgh. Just even give her a little kiss on the cheek. We're moving on to Pittsburgh.
Paul and Al, mornings on 94 HJY.
You love Jerry Seinfeld's series Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. And now Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton star in Crappy Candidates in Cars Getting Coffee.
I wrote about that.
So is it President Obama's fault? Is it President Obama's fault?
Even announced.
It's a half hour of insufferable, annoying, vomit-inducing political arguments between the 2 worst presidential candidates this nation has ever seen.
Well, he approved NAFTA.
New jobs,
He approved
balanced
NAFTA,
budget,
which is the single worst trade deal ever approved in this country.
Good God. Please let that car drive off a cliff before they get to the coffee shop, proclaims everyone in America.
You have no plan.
Educate. Oh, I do.
Secretary, you have no plan.
A book about
That's Crappy Candidates in Cars Getting Coffee, followed next month by a crappy candidate in this country getting to be president.
And Al.
We do not have time for this kind of silliness.
194 HJY.
Hey, hope you're...
New study found women are 12% angrier than men when they're driving. No.
12%?
I think you tipped that scale a little higher, Jen.
Tell us when the full study is done.
We get especially upset over backseat drivers and people who don't use turn signals, which is an epidemic in this state.
Always tell my wife, especially with road rage, if somebody cuts you off.
Yeah.
Because the people who drive like assholes, ones who probably have a gun in their glove box.
Yeah. No, I actually followed somebody through downtown Providence.
Jen,
it was bad. I was young and stupid. I was on the phone with somebody at the same time. I'm like, excuse me for a minute. So I put the phone down. I was like, that's bad.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. Anyway, I'm in a different place now.
Yeah.